Walther P5, one of my, I nerded out finds from the Century Arms surplus corner. Start things off with full mag plus one. We have an ABC zone steel target at about 20 yards. 8-round magazines. I've got the original Walther mag that came with it for our plus one. Drop it and use the same lever to also decock. Extract, retain, and using Pro Mag 8-round mag for our full mag, see if that runs. We're using the Winchester Active Duty load. These are a snub nose 115 grain round. The Pro Mag floor plate definitely sticks out a little further, it kind of traps the hand in there. But let's see how this gun runs. It's a little cramped for my hand in there with that Pro Mag. Might have to swap that out, but let's see how this guy goes. Like a Walther, ran without hiccup. My fingers are now tightly wedged in there. And if you're missing the ejection, that's because, as you saw on the tabletop, the ejection port's on the left side on this gun. Let's see what it'll eat. It's that time again. What's for dinner time? 10 different loads. We already proven that the magazine functions with a full mag. So now we're going to see, does it pick up and feed from slide lock, create enough energy to cycle the gun and feed the next round of same type, and then create enough energy to lock the slide open afterwards. That's what we're looking for. That's why we've got 3 rounds here. This test could be done with 2, but we do 3 to reduce anomalies. Those of you who think it should be more are welcome to donate to our ammo fund and our time, but really you only need 2 rounds to do this test. If you look at these, you'll see that each projectile has a slightly different shape, a different ogive. That's the point at which the curve happens on the bullet. A slightly different overall length, and we also have different casing material. We have our regular brass, we've got lacquered steel there, we've got black zinc or black nickel washed brass, we've got aluminum going down the line, and each of those creates a slightly different friction in the chamber and a different expansion and contraction rate in the chamber, and that's what causes some of these to run in some guns and not in others. Let's see what this gun will eat. Starting off, what's for dinner? Welcome to the other side. The ejection port's on the left side, so we got to film from the left so you too can see what's going on with the gun as we shoot. Our lightest load is the 90 grain zinc Winchester Super Clean. It's a snubby round. For target number 1. I'm going to do first shot decocked on all of these. Soft shooter. Not my proudest moment shooting. Stepping it up to 100 grain. This is a frangible non-toxic loaded right here in Oregon. Heavy shot, heavy duty. Want to point out that in the past we had some of these break. The projectile actually broke, but that has since been remedied. New mixture. For target number 2. Whew, this is one of those Pro Mag mags. Squeezes my hand. Not only did it not break, but it ran the gun and shot pretty nicely. Now we're up to 108 grain. This is the Norma MHP for many hungry puppies. Those of you that watch the channel. Now it's the monolithic hollow point. Kind of a cool shape to it. Black nickel plated case. Target number 3. Gotta love that trigger reset. Blazer aluminum Saying that not just for the Brit fans, but also because this was a James Bond gun. Aluminium cases, 115 grains. Remember, aluminum expands and contracts at a different rate than brass, and also has different friction coefficient, so sometimes it chambers better or worse than brass does. Target number 4. No issues in the P5. And for my 5th and final, the Archon 124 grain. This is a full metal jacket in a black nickel-plated case. Archon is loaded by Norma Ruag, so it's probably closer to a NATO pressure, would be my guess. We'll see how it runs for target number 5. Definitely a little more push to it, but still soft shooting in this gun.
All right, my first in this test for what's for dinner is the Magtech 115 grain. I think those are right. That's right. Yeah, I can read. I'll be aiming at target number 6. I can certainly try that.
Down on the same lever. Go.
Okay. Gives it a long pull. Next up is a Perfecta 124 grain. Really long bullet, barely fits in the magazine there. Let's see how they run in the gun. Target number 7. Those are nice.
Ejection was much stronger than I've seen on the rounds.
Interesting. Next up is the Hornady Steel Match lacquered steel case, obviously, and these are in 125 grain. Target number 8. I threw that one. All right, next up is the S&B 150 grain for target number 9. All right, and last but not least is the PPU Subsonic in 158 grain. I have a feeling they're going to be pretty nice. Everything has been. Except my shooting, that's okay. A little bit better.
Those are always nice shooting rounds.
They are. All right, and so for 5 shots for accuracy from 7 yards, we'll be using the Nosler 115 grain match grade. And I will aim at the right circle square, starting with the decock.
For my 5 shots from 7 yards, I too will be using the Nosler Match 115 grain. and aim it at the left circle square. You're gonna do first shot in the double action. Here we go. Got a little excited on that fifth one. Can you blame me though? Sometimes you have a good day at the range, or at least a good moment, right?
So who doesn't love a Walther? And this one is no exception. And I personally enjoy it because that it's older. It's not new. It's made out of metal. I stumbled with it a little bit, you know, looking for the mag release and stuff, but I'm not a gun expert. I just really enjoy shooting. The decocker obviously got me a little bit in that first shot is long and that trigger is so crisp and easy and right there on every shot after that. Makes it really pleasant, and it would be something I would have to work with. The left ejection port doesn't affect your shooting like you might think it would, or not your shooting, but like your concentration. You don't even notice it unless you're standing behind someone that's shooting and sees it go and see it going the other way. This is a really fun little gun.
So the only weirdness, I think Tia said it best with the left side eject, is just if you're watching. When you're shooting, you don't really notice. I love the idea that if a malfunction were to occur, which on our decades old example, using obscure ammunition that was not even a concept at the time this gun was designed, we had no malfunctions. But if it were, it's right there to see. You can sweep away a stovepipe or rack and watch what's going on. And for the lesser trained or panic mode clearing like this, gravity's going to help you. Versus with a right side eject, you have to consciously turn it away from you, and then you can't see what's going on. We're inquisitive beings and we always want to see what's going on, and I think that's why people do this, and then they end up complicating the malfunction further. The mechanics of this thing were great. The double action is smooth and consistent. You don't know when it's going to go off, but it's very consistent. The gun is very comfortable to hold. It's funny, doesn't have the same ergonomics of a modern Walther, and yet even though it's not even that same campaign of grip and trigger days of Walther, it still has great ergonomics. It's really comfortable. The controls are easy to get to. Recoil was nice push. Even that Nosler match, which tends to throw a little bit of fire with it, I think because the barrel's not tilting, even though we've got such a short barrel and short slide, it just comes straight back. It doesn't want to pop on you. I was curious how those decades-old dual recoil springs were going to function. More on that is in the tabletop video. But no trouble with it. Thing keeps on trucking, and this is probably the 16th gun in a row that I've shot a little left. So it's me, not the guns, folks. It's just shooter error. It happens. Really cool find. I'd love to see these come back into production. However, something tells me that to make an all-metal gun like this with as many advanced and unique parts in it as this has, this would be a very expensive firearm to produce by today's standards. Glad I found one. If you ever get the chance to get your hand on one, I strongly recommend it. And hey, Walther, I wouldn't hate you if you tried to do some sort of remake. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yeah, right. I'm just one guy. Anyways, very cool gun. Thanks for watching.